Hello and welcome to another episode of the MTG Arena Run. Today we're going to take a quick dive into Azorius Ascension with in competitive constructed. So let's pay the ferryman his due and let's see how far we get here. Now, my personal experience is sure I'm still running into some aggro decks, but it seems like there's still a good amount of control also. I guess the allure of playing lots and lots of planeswalkers is quite there. Though I would note that I haven't seen much of Karn recently. I do see a lot of Teferis, and a lot of Raskas, and a lot of Lilianas. So I'm guessing more. So I'm guessing potential for more. How do you say this? More Sorcerous Spyglasses are in order. Here at least we got turn 3 play, and if it's an aggressive deck we could buffer a little life back. We can cycle the cast out if we have to. So we'll see how things go. Opponent mulligans down to 6. So okay, very civil. Let's greet. And let's see, opponent's starting off with, ooh, this is an energy deck. Energy mill, okay. Let's at least get our mana sources out of the way. There's currently no rush for me to cycle. So let's see. We're gonna lose top 6 cards. This is probably where I'd wish I was a more aggressive deck. But let's see what we get. Opponent's probably gonna try to go for the mill strategy in this case. So let's see. Okay, got seal away so we can answer that. Okay. So I'm gonna just cast the Sunscourge Champion for now. Opponent's gonna probably mill us in response. This is probably the case where having Embalm is a good thing. Oh wait, he's milling himself. Oh, so he's in the Embalm strategy. Okay, this is very interesting. So, okay. Opponent's he's playing the God Pharaoh's Gift deck. So I'm going to oblige. So let's see. I'm gonna swing. If he tries to double block, I'll just bounce the Minister. Yeah, I have to get a little bit aggressive for now. One thing we can probably do is, because he's gonna depend on self-mill. Okay, he's not gonna do much. So he's depending on self-mill. So I'm gonna end the turn. He's gonna tap in response. I'm gonna seal out. Actually, I don't think I'm under any threat to seal away. He's out of energy right now, and he's basically targeting himself. So I'm gonna end the turn here. I'm gonna actually try to take out his Champion of Wits. Opponent's milled. Okay, he's milled the Search. I think I remember this kind of deck from back in the day. So we're gonna try not to take 3. So let's see if this triggers a counter spell. Nope. So we're gonna take 1. Thank you very much. So we got Sword of Race. At least we got 1 out of the way. He's gonna draw into more cards. So I'm assuming that our opponent has things like Fumigate, so we're gonna have to take it easy on playing down our threats. So no, Lyra is tempting, but I don't feel a need to rush playing Lyra. Let's actually check the trigger in God Pharaoh's Gift. It's at the beginning of combat on your turn, so I have So if our opponent plays that, I'm going to have to add a stop on the first main. I think that's how it works. Basically, if your opponent's about to do something, play... Oh, actually it just says combat, so it will force a stop there. We can cast it out in response. God Pharaoh's Gift is also 7, so we have some time. Opponent's probably gonna lead out with Fumigates. Furbish. Turn target artifact. Okay, he's gonna go for it. Let's resolve that. And let's see. Okay, good. It stopped it. Yeah, okay, let's hope he doesn't have Spell Pierce. So... definitely got that out of the way. Okay, he's gonna block. So currently we're in kind of control, so I'm still not gonna rush out Lyra. Basically, I'm gonna... I really want to see what he has in hand right now. Okay, he's gonna try for the cast out. Okay. Let's see. I won't be able to respond, so he will get something back. Wait, you know what? Let's cycle one, just let's see what we get. Nope, that wasn't it, so we'll let that resolve. Exile not target. So he's gonna exile that. I'm actually gonna just buy some time. So I'm gonna bounce and draw a card. So this never gets cast out, and now we have disallow. So yep. Okay, we bought ourselves some time. Doesn't mean our opponent's not gonna try anything. He's playing out Search. That's okay. So we're gonna play Plains. Definitely our opponent is pressured to get his God Pharaoh's Gift. We're definitely siding in Forsake the Worldly. Worldly. Keep mixing up worthy and worldly. Now, it's possible he will try to cast out and have counterspell backup. I won't be able to do anything in that regard, but let's see. At the very least, it takes out most of his mana. Cast out. Let's see. Counter target spell, activated or triggered ability. I'm actually gonna let it resolve, then counter the triggered ability. There. So I don't have... So we got that out of the way. Opponent's now gonna just try get Champion of Wits out soon. In fact, I think he's probably gonna just try to dig for another God Pharaoh's Gift. Probably should start putting Graveyard Hate. This is the first... It's seen as such a lot. No... We can assume our opponent might still be holding on to a Fumigate, so... I can play Lyra and at least some have... Let's just attack first. On the bright side, what I can do is just do nothing. If our opponent tries to cast another thing, I have Disallow, so I can just Torrential Gear Hulk the Disallow. So right now he's going to Eternalize. I'm gonna go for Greed right now. Anyway, we have Lyra afterwards, so we could probably raise. So, Disallow. Yes. Gonna counter the champion. There. Whew! Yep, Disallow is good. So, probably not gonna chuck that yet. I'm also probably not gonna... I'm also not going to drop Lyra right now. If our opponent has Fumigate, I want to at least be able to play a threat. I'm also not gonna play the land because I'm gonna ditch it to Sunscorch if I have to Eternalize it. So, right, well, we were able to get control. So, blink of an eye. Sometimes it just buys a turn. It doesn't really solve anything permanently, but if you're lucky, the turn is what you need. If not, it is what it is. We can't win them all. So he's gonna play blink of an eye. He's gonna concede. So I'm gonna assume our opponent's going to start bringing in enchantment hate. We probably might need to drop the Fumigates for Excellence Binding. Seal Away was kind of okay, but I probably should drop those in favor of... I'm gonna add the Forsakes, add another one, drop the Edifice, see if I can fit another Blink. Probably drop an Op for Blink. We'll leave it like this for now. Then it turns out our opponent has a completely transformative strategy. So that's our play. We're not exactly an approach of the Second Sun deck, so the single copy is actually really there to either buy some time or throw our opponents off guard. Actually, it's more of a compromise to see if White-Blue can do anything, can still get control without having to resort to winning with just approach. Hypothetical stuff. So let's see how well we do in this one. First game was relatively speedy. Okay, so we got our land colors. We can drop Baral turn 2. Yeah, basically we have a turn 2, turn 3, and a turn 4 play, so I'm going to keep this one. Okay. Hello again, naturally. So in hindsight, I probably should have played the planes first. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Let's see what he names. Well, it's actually easy. He can take a look at my stuff and he can decide what he wants to name. If he doesn't... He could probably just name Angel Sanction so I can... Teferi. Oh, okay. So he made a good guess. It's quite reasonable. He probably doesn't know I only have one copy. So he's gonna play his own Champion of Wits. I'm probably gonna respond with my own Champion of Wits too, since I don't have another blue source. I'm stitching God Pharaoh's Gift, so it's a problem. We don't have another blue source, so the disallow is not going to save us. I could just try to cycle. Still cast cost for it. Actually, no. I'm going to try to draw into that source. Because at the very least, he's only going to get that. He's not going to get anything else. So we got Sunscourge and a land. I'm probably gonna ditch the Angel and wait. I'm thinking. Okay, we really need the disallow, so probably gonna just ditch. Thinking. It's really tough. It's not our opponent though. I'm gonna have to ditch one of the cast. No, let's ditch the hieroglyphic right now. So we're going to attack because we're still a combat deck and we're still an aggressive deck, so we need to start shipping damage in. So let's say he plays turn 4 refurbish. Can he get... It's from your own graveyard, so he won't get anything. In fact, okay, he's now gonna try to get something, so we really need to hold up. Okay, let's... Actually, no, I'm gonna take the 2 damage, because we're gonna try to race. I really need to play this one now. So combat. He knows I have the cast out and disallow, so he might not be in a rush to play refurbish. Actually, we'll see. Oh, he's gonna go for refurbish. I have the mana, so I'm going to go for the cast out first. Wait, let's see. Let's do this one. Danilo. So let's get rid of God Pharaoh's Gift. He probably has another one. He might be tempted to just some chipping, but no, he resisted the temptation. That's good of him. So I'm gonna play the plains. Nope, I actually need to tap this right because I still have a disallow that he knows of. Actually, no, let's just offer the trade. Let's see what happens. He's probably gonna block champion. Yep, there you go. Block champion. We'll let those guys trade. Then tap properly because I need both blue. So we're gonna try to see if we can put pressure with our 3 creatures. If you can hear the little growl. Okay, good. Opponent didn't get to do anything. No, I'm gonna play the Meandering River because at least gives us an option to hit Champion of Wits next turn. Here's the interesting thing. I won't be able to cast both Disallow and Cast Out. Probably should have played the island first. So we're gonna try to go for it. Our opponent has an Angel of Intervention and a Champion of Wits he can buy back. He's gonna try to mill himself even more. Yeah, sure. We'll let him do that. Mills a Teferi. Okay. Actually, let's see what he mills. Minister Teferi. Okay. If he goes... This is gonna be a tough one. He's gonna go for the refurbish again. I need to save up this allow because for this one. Possible or... So I'm gonna let that resolve. At the very least, if this one sticks... Okay, good, it didn't stick. Okay, so I'm gonna play another island. No rush to drop our stuff, and our opponent concedes. So, there we go. We got our first victory, so let's try to aim for at least one more victory before I call this video for a while. Okay, let's claim prizes. We'll crack that pack later. So, white blue God Pharaoh's Gift. That one was a... I wouldn't call it an ancient deck, but it was one of the popular decks back in its time. If you could get the God Pharaoh's Gift to stick, as you can see, he had plenty of decent options of stuff to bring back. I was actually... Well, I wouldn't say I was worried that I was gonna... Not so much. I think the only problem is that his deck was too built on the combo that it's not enough to just worry about what you're going to do. You have to be able to worry about what the opponent does. He had a few answers, but not a lot. So, speaking of answers, we don't have much either. Maybe just the Edifice. We're really praying for the top of the draw, so I'm making a really bad keep. But we'll see. Well, our opponent had the mulligan. We're fighting against Momur Vig. Not the Vanguard, so... Yep. It's only a 60 card. Ooh, he's mulligan twice. This is either a sign of really aggressive or really fast hitting combo. I might be able to take on an aggressive deck, but I am not gonna be able to take on a combo deck. So let's see what our opponent drops. Okay, Glacial Fortress, so sounds like control. So let's comply, sort of. So our opponent, well, if he counters the Edifice, it's kinda okay. So we got some threats on the board. I'm gonna play the Edifice first, see what he does. It might bait and negate, or it might do absolutely nothing, because this is traditionally a control color. If it baits and negate, at least we know Baral is kinda safe. No, it's not, so we'll see. Does he have the seal away? Okay, he does not. So let's see what our opponent does. This could be another God Pharaoh's Gift deck. Probably not. So, okay. I can't... Well, I got barely anything to do, so I can probably just dump a few counters. Dump a few of the Edifice counters. Really not ideal. That's for certain. So we will have a play next turn. Maybe. Depends. If our opponent drops something, it's perfect. Okay. Looks like our opponent's not gonna do anything, so target creature can't attack this structure. Didn't bait him into doing anything. But right now it's actually quite painful. We're absolutely doing nothing. We've drawn a bunch of lands. The only other action we've drawn was the Angel of Sanctions, which I want to try to hold on to as long as possible. So no, it could just be my own trigger. He could just start. He's gonna hit cast out. Okay. Let's see what he hits. Probably Baral. Okay, let's just build up one more counter. I really got nothing at this point. Maybe it's a weird thing. It's not enough to just know your opening hand. You have to also know what the you're also kind of dependent on your first few draws as well. And right now I'm drawing absolutely nothing. I definitely don't want to cast either of these guys. Yeah, I'm just going to end the turn. So our opponent is definitely gonna catch up anytime soon. The World to Genius is a good plan. Okay, we got a Champion of Wits that's probably gonna get countered or exiled or something. But I have to try to cast it anyway. If it sticks, I'll just dump another Edifice counter on it. But it's stuck. Okay. Definitely gonna draw cards. Okay, and definitely gonna dump those two. So combat. We're just gonna pass these around a bit. Our opponent has we know our opponent has cast out, so if he tries to cast this out, that's okay. So at the very least we can opt into Edifice. But a Torrential Gear Hulk that just fetches opt. Excellence Binding. Okay, let's... Okay, probably tap the mana a bit wrong. Let's see what we get. Hopefully we can get our other Excellence Binding, or... not that. Okay, okay, so we'll just... Okay, we'll just do that. So Torrential Gear Hulk into opt feels very lackluster. Well, at least our opponent's relatively tapped out at this point. So we're gonna probably just start dealing with Sunscorch. Yeah, okay, the Fumigate looks like a dead card. Actually... Okay, fine, I'll tap all the mana for you. So we're gonna try to start the beatdown again. Interesting note is that, at least in core set 19, we'll probably lose Fumigate in the few months after that, but they have an alternative called Cleansing Aura. So it's destroy all creatures, you don't get the life gain, but it has an alternate mode where you can choose to destroy artifacts and enchantments instead, which could be quite useful. I apologize to anyone's watching who did not want to get spoiled on what's up in core set 19, though they did reveal the set a few days ago. So let's see, opponents. Okay, we're both chugging along really slowly. Opponent's dropping a lot of his lands. We're barely doing squat. I have a 9-turn clock at this point, and that clock kind of starts now. So we'll see what our opponent does. Blink of an eye. Can blink the binding to draw cards. We'll see. It is somewhat, you have to kind of assume our opponent has plans probably approach of the second sun. If that's the case, okay, he's drawing cards. He doesn't have it yet. I'm not gonna bounce the binding just yet. Let's see what are our options. We can start rushing with Torrential Gearhulk, but I do want to have counterspell backup. He probably has a Fumigate. Generally, if your game plan is approach of the second sun, you want sweepers. So basically, Reverse Rebuke or Fumigates would be the way to go. Surprised I haven't seen a single Settle the Wreckage. But that's okay. So I know the Edifice is a dead card. I want to put more Excellence Bindings in, so... You know what? I'm gonna do nothing. I can't cast this Champion of Wits. I can bounce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's attack first, see what our opponent does. Okay, still hasn't done anything. One possible trick I can do is make him cast... Okay, he's gonna cast Glimmer of Genius. He's gonna try to draw into cards. I'm gonna waste his time by... blinking Excellence Binding. It doesn't really do much, but it will help me get this other one down the yard. Or it will eat the counter spell, which is quite okay too. He's actually thinking about it. Nope, he's gonna negate it. No shenanigans. Okay, so that was worth a shot. That was the one time he didn't have all that mana. But at least I have something to do with Torrential Gearhulk now. So he's currently at 8 mana. He's probably trying to aim for approach with negate backup. We did get rid of one negate, so that's good news. Yeah, right now we have a bunch of dead cards. So he's gonna be able to cast Teferi. That's okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late.
He's gonna start digging up a card advantage if he can. So we need to try to contain this guy. It's unfortunate that I'm gonna have to start diverting Sunscorch Champion. A lot of people dissed Teferi because it's just, oh, draw a card, untap 2 lands. and it only untaps at the end of turn, so you don't get to use it as a way to accelerate your play. But in this style of deck, that's actually quite perfect. So let's see, we can't really do much here. So Angel Sanctions is a bit of a dead card. Yet another dead card. So we're kind of drawing a lot of dead stuff. Let's see if we can... Let's see if we can bait something. Okay, just a seal away. So let's see. We'll let it resolve. We're gonna get our Torrential Gear Hulk. If this gets countered, yep, it's gonna get countered. Kinda expected at this point. Yep, so he has the Essence Scatter and Negate package. Basically, he has the whole deal. So I'm gonna be stuck with a lot of dead cards, so I'm going... Opponent has not played a single creature. So... basically, all the Forsake the Worldlies go in. Sorcerer's Spyglass goes in.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
It's a bit tough. Probably the most ideal counterspell would have been Supreme Will. I just didn't have enough uncommons for that. And good for him. I think he's just thinning his deck out. Well, let's also be fair. It's also possible that the opponent probably has about 11 creatures and they all just happen to be in the bottom as well. So right now I'm just probably gonna dump Angel Sanctions because he's never gonna see this one. No. Okay. Let's give him something to think about. Basically, what I'm trying to do now is just bait counter spells. The more counter spells I can bait from his hand, the better. But it's a bit dangerous now. Once our opponent hits 8 and gets the emblem, we... Okay, X equals 3, so... Yep, we're not gonna embalm that guy back. So we're going to just aim... Yeah, basically we're just trying to drain this hand as much as possible. But we're against another Teferi, not easy.
We need to move quickly.
Okay, I think he might be going for it. Or not. He just doesn't want to untap my lands. I'm surprised that you're forced to untap your opponent's lands. Can't you just untap your own untapped lands? Okay, so we got Dovin Bond. Got Hieroglyphic Illumination. I'm gonna play Dovin first.
This will be all too easy.
Now, another reason why this one's a little bit worse. Sure, it's quite okay against aggro. So yeah, I'm just gonna end the turn here. We need to draw something that can remove Teferi at least. That's pretty much my immediate goal. So ironically, we're hoping our opponent casts an approach, though we probably won't be able to defeat it.
Let's skip to the good part.
He's gonna blink it back. Let's see if I can get my hieroglyphic illumination true. Okay, it goes true. So what's the first thing I would blink? Okay. I sincerely doubt I'm gonna get this past counter spell, so I'm gonna try to cast something first, make him counter it, then just blink his Teferi. At least reset the clock, reset the world. That's pretty much the goal. Okay, we got Lyra, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm gonna cast Dovin first because that's the one he knows. I'm gonna expect to see this eat the counter spell. Or not.
I will find your weakness.
Draw a card again.
This should help.
So yeah, this is gonna be tough. I'm just gonna blink. I'm going to do a simple blink. I don't need to draw a card off it. At least I know he has Syncopate and he has all the mana in the world. We'll see what it does at least. Well, eat the counter spell is that what it's gonna do. So it needs a disallow. So I'm just gonna cycle this one. Yeah, I'm not gonna get anything done here. Then if he decides to emblem away, it's game over. We could maybe buy some time. I sincerely doubt it. We're playing threats 1 for 1 and our opponent still has a full grip. Let's see what it does. Yep, he made the correct move. He off the fairy.
I'm sorry I have to do this.
He's gonna play another fairy. And yep, cycle
I won't
continues.
hide from the world any longer.
Yeah.
No time for a break.
Yep. You know, I'm just gonna do the concession on my turn, so that just to avoid the bug out. And also note that this targets. So yeah, this is good. Yep, this is a good game. I have right now I got nothing. It's very slow, but he has control. Or should I say, he has complete control. So we're gonna cut the chaff. Yeah, it's gonna offer the good game. So we're gonna sideboard in. So Edifice goes. Actually, River Tribute comes in. Excellence Binding comes in. Seal Aways go out. The other blinks come in. Sorcerer's Spyglass comes in. Fumigates go. Oh yeah, Forsake the Worldlies come in also, so I need to drop some cards. Probably one copy of Opt. Dovin is the Ban is the weaker one, so probably him. Need to drop 2 more cards. River's Rebuke is a bit expensive, but it does buy a lot of time. He does play a lot of enchantment style removal. Probably cast. Okay, let's drop the Commander's Awakening because that's the weaker one. And let's drop 1 Angel Sanctions. Okay, let's go with this. I'm not too happy with... I'm not too convinced, but we'll see. Because our control is not exactly super pure control. So we got Baral into Disallow, so we're gonna go first and keep this one. Again, tons of lands, but at least we got our 2 of our colors. And if we can counter something with Baral, I can ditch one of these lands and draw something out of it, so that might be okay. In hindsight, instead of Essence Scatter, Syncopate might really be just a better choice. Sure, because the thing is, I only need to counter stuff early. I don't need... Once it's super... Well, I actually need to counter stuff late also, but... It's a bit of a toughie. Anyway, so... Let's play our other land, combat. So... Let's keep swinging defenses. Let's bait the seal away. And... Okay, no seal away. So let's see what our opponent does. So opponent might just be trying to establish control, build up his mana base first. He is in no hurry considering I have a very slow clock. So we're gonna opt now. Ditch that. Got plenty of lands. Sunscorch, that's perfect. Our opponent might have sided in Fumigates now. That would be a thing. So... Okay, here's the scary part. I want to hold up Disallow, so I'm going to actually just attack first. Because right now, our opponent is the one who has to respond. Basically, I just need to hold up 2 mana for Disallow. Or just make him cast something immediately. If you can hear that in the background, that's my dog asking to get up. So let's not drop the Arch just yet. Okay. Let's drop Sunscorch Champion. See what he does in response. Nothing. He probably is aiming for a Fumigate. So let's go into combat. Now the funny thing is, if our opponent tries to cast out Baral, and we're kind of forced to counter it because otherwise we won't have anything to. Okay, he's gonna cast out. I'm gonna actually let it resolve because the nice thing about Disallow is I get to see what he targets. He's targeting Baral. I can just blink him back. Yeah, I'm gonna just blink him back. So at least that takes 1 card out of the equation. So next turn we just play Baral again. I'm going to keep playing these lands as well as I can. I'm gonna actually just hit Sunscorch Champion first. Okay, drop Baral again because he's expecting it. probably gonna try to counter it. And I'm probably gonna just let him. Disallow. Yeah, I'm gonna let him disallow it. Because that's not... Because Baral by himself is not the most important card. Right now, it's just having a creature on the board that can beat down. So our opponent's looking for stuff. Well, it's got plenty of lands. Okay, we got our own cast out, so... Let's drop the Meandering River first. Let's swing for defenses. So basically, we need to make sure if Sunscorch dies, it has to at least hit the graveyard so we can buy it back. Probably not gonna happen in this deck, considering our opponent's running absolute zip in terms of creatures. Let's see, he's gonna try to cast another cast out. Do I cast out his cast out? He's gonna blink and draw a card. Yeah, I'm gonna let it resolve. Because even if he because let's say he counters this, I can still buy him back. So right now we're at 7, 8, 9. Well, we're both trying to aim for 10 permanents. He's gone for Teferi.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Okay. We're definitely gonna cast this one out. Problem is, I won't be able to counter it. So this is my best chance. Actually, no, it's not necessarily my best chance. I could have waited one more turn. Yeah, I was too hasty. Oops. Sorry, sorry, mistakes were made.
Keep up the pace.
Yeah, I should have... Yeah, miscounted the mana. Mistakes were made. I kept thinking... Yeah, Baral messed up them. I can't even blame Baral. He's already dead. Is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. Okay, so we got 2 disallows. So I'm gonna play Sunscorch Champion. At least I can... kinda disallow something. So the main target now is just to beat down on Teferi. At least get him off the board. Yeah, I made a mistake with that cast out. That was horrible.
Hold that thought.
I'm probably gonna counter the emblem trigger if ever. That might be a strategy. Let him tick this up, because he is willing to sack it for the trigger. So I can just keep going for his face, though it's very suspicious. Let's see if I can cast something else in the interim. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's get the blessing at the city's blessing at least. Yeah, I probably should just aim at hitting him. So this is a little bit unorthodox. I want to see what... I really wonder what he's thinking. But I definitely have to maintain a disallow. And... he's gonna try to cast it out. If I wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can draw... Okay, I can draw a card, then disallow. Okay. Let's try to counter that first. Let's see what he's got. He probably has another counter spell. Disallow? Disallow. So this is actually quite bad for me because if he emblems, I have no out. So I need to actually start hitting Teferi now.
Let's take it back.
Well, he did buy me some time by taking that back. So let's draw a card. Got Lyra, so probably should play a land. So next turn, I'm just gonna play Sunscourge Champion, try to get it countered. So we're both trying to draw cards at this point. He's actually drawn more than I have. Okay. So let's see. He's probably not gonna tap out because his typical strategy is not to tap out.
We need to move quickly.
Okay, so he's gonna start filling up his hand. Search for a spell. Okay, that'll buy us some time. I still don't want to cast Lyra. Okay. Let's see if he counters this. Okay. Did our opponent... Okay, this one's tricky. Oh, he actually had a Fumigate. Okay. That's interesting. So we're gonna lose our Arch of Vraska, so we're gonna try to get at least one more activation out of it. I know I put 2 copies. Okay, he's gonna buy that time. Okay, so I'm gonna let that resolve.
Reverse.
So I want to see what he does. He's gonna definitely hit with Field of Ruin. So we're gonna at least try to draw one more card. Okay. And we still have one more Arch. Okay, got cast out. I probably don't want to cast out Teferi at this point. Okay. We're gonna lose... That's okay. I kinda wanted something else anyway. So that's shuffle. Okay. This has got to trigger a counter spell. He's got Settle, okay. And a Torrential Gear Hulk. Done. So I'm gonna name Teferi Hero of Dominaria. So let's see. He has Settle. He doesn't have counter spells anymore. Wait. Nope, that's not true. He has a Torrential Gear Hulk. That is a counter spell. So I'm gonna end the turn. Let's see if I can make him cast Torrential Gear Hulk. So I'm gonna just end the turn casually. We only have one more counter spell. Okay, I'm gonna let that resolve. He's probably going to get Blink of an Eye. thinking about paying the kicker. So here's it. I definitely want to take out the gear Hulk. So it's now about mystery cards. I know our opponent has to settle, so that's a problem. Thankfully, we haven't played much of our creatures yet. But now our opponent has 3 mystery cards. Actually, a potential 4 or 5. Yeah, he's built up a mana base very, very quick. Okay, he's digging for a counter spell. Probably a negate type effect. He's already played 2 disallows, seal away. Okay. So definitely trying to discourage me from playing I should try to draw into a Forsake the Worldly at least. So one of these could be a counter spell. So I'm gonna cast that again. Okay, he's gonna dig for a counter spell. He's dug up another Teferi, which probably means he does have a counter. Oh, he doesn't have the counter. Oh, Essence Scatter. Okay, he has the wrong kind of counter spell. So again, we name Teferi. Then sure, counter this. But it's quite interesting. He could just blink it again. I don't have much of a choice though. I have... Okay, Essence Scatters. Okay. I'm not gonna trigger it yet. I'm gonna force him to play the blink first. So I know Sorcerer's Spyglass is gonna come back to my hand. Well, Surgical Precision, not quite. I also feel kind of drained just playing this game. Right? If by some reason I win this, I'm not looking forward to the third match. Oh, interesting. He bounces back his own cast out. So he's gonna cast out either my Sorcerer's Spyglass or my cast out. If he bounces my cast out, he can buy back a lot of potential stuff, but he has to do it immediately. So this is his version. So he's probably going to...
Hurry!
In theory, he's still maintain control. Yeah, in theory I should concede this game at this point, but let's see. Our opponent technically doesn't have a counter spell right now. He has a lot of creature removal, so best bet I can think of is trying to hit approach. He's just discarded another one, so let's see if we can draw 2 cards. Okay, got those. Let's see if we can play Champion of Wits. He's gonna counter it with an Essence Scatter. Oh, he's gonna cast out... Okay, he's gonna cast out my cast out, then hit Torrent, then counter it with his Essence Scatter. Okay, that's fine. So, a little bit of charades here and there. So definitely next turn I will have to spend 7 mana just to draw up into cards. So the question now is... So we're basically trying to see how... if we can still win with approach, I guess. So he's digging into a lot of... he's digging a lot right now. Glimmer of Genius. Gonna try to cast that. Or not. We're gonna take 5. If I Ixalan's binding his cast out, get my cast out. This can be complicated.
Hold that thought.
And then he's probably gonna try to dig for something. He's already got full grip as it is. Just that I'm not exactly cooperating with him. Did he oh, he's still thinking. I know he's discarded 2. He's discarded Fumigate and a Settle. So I only have a Seal Away to worry about. He's discarded another Search. We got Forsake the Worldly, so we can... actually have choices. We can just hit the Torrential Gear Hulk, get it over with. Let's see. Let's draw the cards. Yeah, because it's just cast out on my cast out. And okay, so we disallowed that. So I'm just gonna forsake the Torrential Gear Hulk. Actually, if I force... okay, let's just do it to his first. Let's see if we can get even more counter spells out of the way. Okay, got rid of a negate 2. So we're not gonna draw into more cards, it's a shame. But we're kinda clearing the way for River's Rebuke. Maybe, not so much. Yeah, that's a tough one. Because he's still reloading his hand, but he's quite a ways away. He's quite a ways away from hitting ultimate, so that one does buy me some time. Yeah. And he's just drawing into more and more cards at this point. So in a
Let's skip to the good part.
So in a very devious way, our one hope is really just the singleton copy of Approach of the Second Sun. No one is drawing into more cards. Let's discard even more. Actually, I'm curious what he's planning to draw into. I think is he drawing more defense? That's probably it. So discarding lands. Speaking of lands, we also have our own. Okay, if we played that, we won't be able to draw. I think I can wait a turn. Okay, hieroglyphic illumination. Let's just do that at the end of their turn. Or when our opponent casts his other glimmers of genius. So, actually, it's possible our opponent has a full grips of Excellence Bindings, just that we don't have anything for him to target. So, Code Combat will take 5. Okay, we're drawing into our hieroglyphic illuminations. Nope, I'm not gonna cycle that. So I'm gonna just hit Sunscorched Champion out first. Or it's gonna be a bit annoying though. Okay, I'm just gonna drop the Sunscorched Champion first. Let's buy ourselves some time. So let's see if we hit Angel of Sanctions. Let's see. Is dump 3 disallows and 1 essence scatter that he's bought back. So he has played. He's only bought 1 once. Oh, it's because he just got blinked. So he. Okay. I'm gonna have to go for it, I suppose. He's dumped the seal away too, so the information that I'm getting is getting less and less. Torrential Gear Hulk into a counter spell, I assume. So the reason I put in River's Rebuke was to be able to get the answer Teferi and all the enchantments that he's playing out. I kind of wish I had Fumigate now. So basically, yeah, it's unbelievable for this deck not to run any creatures like Torrential Gear Hulk. We were trying to lean on these guys to take care of it, but so far none of them really stuck. So we got another shot at this. So we're gonna end the turn here. Opponent's taking his mighty time. Now next turn we're just gonna have to sanction 1 token. It's probably gonna get countered. I'm gonna have to take the hits. No. Okay, opponent's drawing into more cards. Yeah, he drew the Excellence Binding. That'll take care of the... Well, it just takes care of tokens, so it doesn't really do much on its own. But, yeah. For those who are still watching at this point, you can safely say that I've lost the game at this point. So he's actually reserving the Excellence Binding. He's assuming I have to play a threat, which is true, because I doubt I'm gonna resolve approach through all of these guys. You know what? I'm just gonna cycle the card right now. I'm gonna be spending all my mana on these that I doubt I'm going to be able to. That I doubt I'm gonna have time to cast Hieroglyphic Illumination. So if we can't answer both of these, we're dead. Champion of Wits, not exactly our answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. I'm gonna just cast this, see what happens. Yeah, opponent's gonna let these through. Got our own Teferi. We can discard Meandering River and probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I actually have to discard Teferi. And then I'm gonna go for it, but I doubt it's gonna stick. Sure, I could just cast a fairy, put one in the bottom. It's only gonna prolong the agony, so it's basically now or never. Anyway, it's not gonna affect the cards that he has in hand. Yep, he's drawn all. Yep, he's drawn all his 1, 2. That's his third. Fourth one's here. Yep, that's game. So okay, so yeah, opponent gets a free win here. Well, I wouldn't say it's a free win. He worked very hard for this win. Let's be fair. Yeah, we had very slow starts, and that's it. So I guess we can safely say that's it for this episode. Deck is slightly promising, but we're currently no match against a true control deck. Then again, I personally don't want to be playing a true control deck either if it's that grindy. Just my personal preference. Some people would actually like that style. That's perfectly fine. So we're gonna continue next time to see if we're going to how well we stack up with the Azorius Ascension. I'm probably not going to revisit this deck if we lose quickly, but only because actually what I'll probably do is I'll take a look at the deck list that the other typical decks usually run. Basically, you can say that this deck is trying to reach to that point without the Ascension package, but it's just straight up white-blue control. Not my personal style preference, but you have to give it credit. It is quite effective too. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time.